Good afternoon, world. It is Wednesday, so it's time for my midweek pickup. Today I'm coming to you from home. It's Veterans Day today, so I want to give a shout out to all the men and women who served in this country, the ones who lost family members and the ones who gave their life, the ones who served, and all my uncles, my cousins, my grandfathers, me for my little time I was in. Happy Veterans Day, everybody. And I hope y'all enjoying y'all day. If y'all off, I really hope you're enjoying your day. If y'all aren't off, you need to get with your company and tell them that you need Veterans Day off, especially if you're a veteran. But anyway, like I said, I'm coming to y'all from home today. Today my topic is complaining. What are you doing about it? That's the whole topic, complaining. What are you doing about it? I am one who is really not the type of person who should try and sit here and pretend like I don't complain about certain things, because I do complain about a lot of things, but I'm trying to change that. But the things that we complain about, what are we doing about it? Are we trying to make the changes so we don't have to deal with that type of stuff anymore? Or are we changing ourselves so we don't have to be in the situation anymore? I see so many people complaining about almost the same things, and it's like, well, you complained about this, last time I seen you, whether it was a month or 2 weeks or a day ago, and then now here you're still complaining about it, so what are you doing to change it? And some of the things people complain about, of course, is their job. That's number one. That's one thing that I used to complain about every day, no matter what. Used to complain about it every day, but then I still get up every morning, go do the job or whatever, and then just a recurring cycle. But complaining about it wasn't making anything better. All it was doing was stressing me out more and making me get to the point to where high stress levels, high blood pressure, of course, just all kind of things that I could have avoided if I would have had a better mind state. And the reason why I say that is because usually when you tend to think negative all the time, you're going to get a negative outcome. Even right now, I'm still somewhere where I feel like I'm not really reaching my full potential at, but I do understand now that I'm there for a reason. So that reason why I'm there is what's stopping me from complaining as much as I used to, because at first I didn't know what the reason for me being there, but once I found out the reason, then it was a little bit easier for me to deal with and to accept, versus going in there already with a negative mind state and having a negative mind state all day long. So that was something that I had to kind of change, and that's something that I encourage you to change too. I mean, let's just be honest. Of course, we all need some kind of income coming in, especially if it's a job that we're secure in and we're not really going anywhere from for a while. So, of course, we all need the cash flow. But then at the same time, if you don't have a plan, or if you don't have something mapped out for an exit strategy, then you're really kind of destroying yourself, because you're going to keep on complaining about it, and then you go look up and 20 years go be done past and you're still at the same spot, probably still making the same amount of money. And then you go look back at life and be like, well, what was I doing this whole time? But that's careers and jobs. Another thing I hear people complain about a lot is relationships. And I know a lot of single people, and I do hear them say that they always either attract the same type of person, or when they're with somebody, they dive in super hard head first, and then it all ends, and then they're complaining like, I always attract this type of person, or it never works out for me, or blah, blah, blah. And one thing that I've begun asking people is, are you sure that it's the people that you're dealing with? Are you sure it's not really yourself? Because you sit up here and complain, and every person to me is different, so it can't be the same excuse for every person that you've been with or that you are with. And you're saying, hey, I can't stand this, I just need to go and, try something different or whatever. This guy or this female does the same thing as the person before and all this other kind of stuff, and you're complaining about it. But really, I mean, to tell you the truth, if it's repeated twice, then maybe, okay. But when it's 3 and 4 times and you're still attracting the same person, it's probably not the people that you're attracting, it's probably yourself. So you need to, quit complaining and kind of look at yourself and see what you're doing, because it's not really the other person's fault, it's your fault, because you keep falling for the same thing and you keep going for the same thing. And sometimes it's because, we're used to one type of person or whatever, or we try to find similarities, I guess, inside people, and then you end up basically with almost the same person, and then you end up having the same problems with that same person. I just wanted to do 3 quick points, and then I'll be out of here. Another thing, this is my final point, another thing that I hear a lot of people complain about is children. And whether it be their children or whether it be somebody else's children, I hear people complain and they say they can't control them, or like this young generation is so disrespectful and blah blah blah. And it's a constant complaint. But at the same time, what are you doing in order to fix that? Or especially if it's your own child in your own household, what are you doing as far as disciplinary wise to get the child to act in the way that they're supposed to act instead of being disrespectful or whatever? It's just like anything else. If you give a kid an inch, they're gonna take a mile. So you're sitting up here complaining about, they're not doing nothing in school, they're not learning, they're not listening, they're not doing this and doing that. But then when they do something, you don't punish them correctly. I mean, most kids have TVs and PlayStations in their room and everything, and you try and send somebody to their room. What is that gonna do when they have all the tools in their room that they usually use every day anyway? You know what I'm saying? I'm real old school, so I look at disciplining my children, of course, a little bit differently, but at the same time I have to evaluate everything before I do everything. You can't always whoop a child. Sometimes taking something from a child that they really love and cherish is going to correct them faster than always, taking out the belt or spanking the kid or whatever. But the whole point is, you're complaining about it, but if you're the lazy parent or the lazy uncle or the lazy teacher or whatever the case may be, lazy caregiver, whatever, and you're complaining and you're not doing anything about it, you're just as bad off as the kid, because you're not setting the example, for one, and for number 2, all you do is complain. The kid will hear you complain to somebody about it, they're going to think it's funny, they go keep on doing it. So why complain if you're not doing anything about it? That's the whole gist of everything. But anyway, I'm not going to keep y'all on this Veterans Day. Hope y'all have a good day and enjoy everything. And like I said, put God first, family second, everything else will follow. But remember, hashtag Midweek Pickup, MWPU, and complaining for what? What are you doing about it?